I showed a video, and luckily I could see them watching the video. Otherwise, I would have been like... Welcome to the PHNX Coyotes post-game show, brought to you by the one and only DraftKings Sportsbook app, America's top-rated sportsbook app. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts, and leave us a 5-star review. What a night, what a game. And Shawn, I decided to join us on camera today. Why not?
So fantastic. He's keeping my seat warm for me.
Exactly.
I tell you what, can we play the Avalanche every night?
Literally, who had the Coyotes going 2-1-1 against the Avs in the season series?
Talk about a wheel of
fantasy. I think that might be one.
Coyotes win the season series against the Avs, and Shawn joins the show.
Yeah, that's definitely a wheel. Did we win the fights too? Or did they draw?
I don't know.
I think Chick won the fight with Landeskog.
I mean, Maya doesn't really fight ever, so
yeah, they both had each other on the ground at some point in that fight.
Yeah, but seriously, what a freaking game. Won the season series against the Avs, are undefeated in March, technically, and just beat the top team in the NHL. So I know it's not great for the tank, but for our moral victories, what?
Great for the tank.
Did Montreal win?
Montreal won 5-4 in overtime.
Let's go. Let's go.
Every time this happens against the Avalanche, you go, okay, well, after the first game, you go, oh, we took them to a shootout. The next game, Colorado's going to roll them. Well, then the second game, not only go to a shootout, you win. And you go, okay, well, the third time, they're going to be ready, and Colorado's going to smoke them tonight. And they do it again. I am stunned at the outcome of this, and the Colorado team is on fire right now. But don't look now, but so are those pesky Yotes, because there were moments where Vejmelka was outstanding today, clearly. But if you go through after the halfway through the second period, I think what would we say the shots were 28-14 or something ridiculous like
24-11, like somewhere midway through the second.
At 24-11, and then the light switch turned, and you go, oh my goodness, the Coyotes woke up, and then they started skating, they started getting offensive chances, and honestly, from that point on, I think the Coyotes outshot them, and it was a very even hockey game from that point on. Earlier, even the first period, though, the only real chances, Colorado had 2 or 3 really good chances off of turnovers. The Coyote mistakes that looked like really good chances for Colorado. I don't know. Again, did they look like they were a dominating team in the league against this Coyote team tonight? And I think maybe at moments, but overall, I thought the Coyotes looked really good tonight.
Well, it's funny because I did the DNVR Avalanche watch along during the second period, so I got to watch the game alongside Rudo and AJ and kind of get their take. And we were talking about that second period, which is when the Avs were dominant in the first half of the period, and they were saying they pretty much did everything you can ask for. They had breakaway, they had power play chances, the shot that went in from the point. Like everything that you would want the Avalanche to do happened in that period, except for scoring more than one goal. And then you still walk away from that period tied 1-1. So. And I told them the stat about how the Coyotes don't win when they outshoot their opponent. So basically, it was like a perfect period for the Coyotes, if you want to look at it that way. But
and right away, Leah, right from the opening draw of the game tonight, right off the draw, Krause jumps the pass, and Krause and Fisher are all over the Colorado net. And you go, oh my goodness, this feels a little different tonight. We've said it all season. When the Coyotes are skating, they can play with anybody. They just don't put a 60-minute game together. They're usually not consistent throughout. Same thing applied tonight, only during those moments when they kind of fell back or struggled a little bit or turned the puck over too much, Vejmelka came up huge again.
Yep. Well, let's start with tonight by the numbers, kind of get a sense. Once again, the Coyotes goalies perform really well when they get a ton of shots, and that happened again tonight. 43 shots by the Avs, 29 by the Coyotes. Not bad for them. And I didn't do math well there. 48-53. That's not 100.
There's 101 face-offs today.
Whatever. It's a technicality. But
there's a lot of extra face-offs.
Well, for the record, that is what it says on NHL.com.
It does. I think
NHL.com has 48% to 53%.
So yeah, blame NHL.com, not me. But yeah, 43 shots by the Avs, and you really felt it in that second. But other than that, yes, the Avs had more offensive zone time, but I don't know.
Yeah, it's the same recipe over and over and over again for this Coyotes team. Skate really well, get us a couple scoring chances, then disappear for stretches of 5-6 minutes, let your goalie stand on his head, keep you in it, and then play well in the third period. I mean, that goal by Schmaltz driving the outside lane that ends up being the winning goal. First, hell of a pass by Keller to find Schmaltz. And Schmaltz, when he skates, he's elite. He just doesn't do it consistently enough. I mean, now we're getting the points, and now he's starting to show it. So now we're getting a little bit more of a history of Schmaltz putting up these kind of numbers. So he needs to keep that going. When Keller and Schmaltz play like that,
line has been unbelievable this season.
And let's hope Boyd is there after the trade deadline. I just don't know if he's going to make it.
Yeah. Well, King Loui, PD, I don't know.
I know
he could be on pace. He could be on pace.
You know what? I tell you what, he's going to be strong this last 30s. He's got a long way to go, but that's a hell of a goal. It was it's a nice pass. You got a nice net front by Fisher, a nice pass by Roussel, and that's a hell of a goal. You watch that. I still don't know how it went into it was like knuckle puck or like it must curve because it doesn't look like he has an angle on that. It was amazing. So he's almost there. He just needs another 20. And he'll be right where I thought he'd be at the end of the season. So he just needs to pick it up a little bit.
It'll happen. People are saying that the special teams were wrong on that graphic too. Listen, whoever's working NHL.com tonight, that is on them because we're doing 1,000 things creating our post-game graphics.
They were 0 for 2 on the power play, and the Coyotes are 0 for 1. Is that what you're
There it is. Had? Pretty much, but hey, even. Call it even. So whatever.
They updated them later, so now they're back to updated. So that's good.
Okay, well that's good. But yeah, Nicholas said, imagine putting a Bedard between this version of Keller and Schmaltz in a few years. That's a wheel of fantasy.
Yeah, but again, that's exactly what this whole rebuild is about. It's finding that number one center that can play with guys like Schmaltz and Keller. I mean, if they can do that and keep pieces like Krause and Chychrun, then 3 and 4 years from now, they're the veteran guys that are 29 years old now that have experience in the league. And then you're surrounding them with these young talented. Dylan Guenther's another name. Matthias Maccelli's another name. Like these young guys. I mean, there's a long, long, long way to go. And there's a lot of things that have to happen right. And I mean that Shane right. But a lot of things have to happen right for this to be a successful rebuild. But for right now, today, March 2022, they're doing things right. And there is hope at the end of this tunnel.
And how about Chychrun, too, having an assist on the Schmaltz goal? He's now on a 3-game point streak. We've talked about, his struggles this season and how he's kind of started to step back into the offensive production role that we were familiar seeing from him. So once again, Chychrun back on the score sheet tonight.
And playing heavy minutes. He's out all the time. He's out at the end when they're making a push with the goalie pulled.
Fighting Landeskog
in a fight. Yeah, it's great to see those things from Chychrun, and he's a guy that could be a leader here down the road. There's so many good things, and I'm sure. Well, we'll talk about him in a minute. We'll get to him, the young kid. But you look at again, Chychrun, Keller, Schmaltz. The guys they need to play well played well, but then the guys that grind it out, Krause, who had to give up his spot to Matthias Maccelli today and played down on the fourth line, worked hard. They were on the forecheck. They got pucks to the net. I thought that line looked good. This is a good win for this team. I know the goalie played well, and he came up with some huge saves, a couple odd man rushes, breakaway. Like he played great, but the team played good enough to win. And we said, I remember, Leah, we could rewind this back to the fall. What did we say this team was going to have to do? What kind of wins? They're going to have to win 2-1, 1-0. This is exactly how this team is going to have to win.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we talked about Veggie and facing all of those shots. So as a result, we crowned Karel Vejmelka, the DraftKings king of the game, 32. Was it 32? Where am I getting my stats?
I don't
What
know.
is happening?
It's
what are
that
the
looked at
stats?
the
was on
wrong
the
game.
NFL or
NFL.
NHL. I'm tripping. NHL. The NHL website is tripping. Like their numbers are all over the place.
Okay,
had
however many
42.
saves Karel Vejmelka
Yeah,
had, it was
He had
a lot.
42. He had 42.
Okay, 42 saves. And the save percentage is
The
point.
save percentage is
Okay,
0.977.
it's fine. Don't mind us, you guys. It's been a
Focus
long
on
day.
the crown placement,
Yes,
not the numbers.
That is a great crown placement, Sean, I
Thank
will
you.
say.
And by the time
40
people listen in their cars tomorrow, they won't know that our graphics were all wrong. So it's fine,
Exactly.
Leah.
We need
Stop
to call
talking.
NHL.com. we gotta have a talking to with them.
Yeah,
But
Caleb
anyway,
says you're
Karel
being
Vejmelka,
beer.
and Wedgie's been in net for a while, and Veggie had his time to step back in, and he did a great job, I think, stepping back in and performing the way the team and the coaching staff wanted him to perform.
And it's amazing. Like, you're right. Like, think how many Wedgie played then. So Wedgie sat out 5 that Vejmelka played. Then Wedgie jumps in for 4 or 5. And you think, well, Vejmelka, he hasn't played for weeks. He's going to be rusty. No, he comes out and plays like this. I got to give it to him. I mean, the head coach, Andre Tournier, who's winning the goalie lottery out of the Coyotes locker room right now, they're both playing well. And I know we're going to ask Craig about contract situations for both of them when Craig comes on today, because this tandem, I don't know if there is a 1. Is it 1A, 1B? It's who's ever up.
It's whoever's on at the time.
Yeah, they're
Honestly.
the one.
And that's something AJ and Rudo were asking me about too. And we're going to talk, like you just said, we'll talk to Craig more about his notebook when he gets here. But they're signing Wedgwood again isn't off the table, first of all. So Wedgwood could be back. And Veggie's RFA, and they're starting preliminary talks with him. So we might see Wedgie and Veggie back next year. And
I think that's a good tandem.
I think it's a good tandem given the Coyote situation, what they're going through right now. You know, you don't need Andre Vasilevsky right now. Get these wins, like these 40+ save wins that Wedgie and Veggie have both pulled off this season, and, you know, keep it interesting instead of those games at the beginning of the season with, you know, no offense to Carter Hutton, but those like 7 and 8 goal onslaughts. At least the goalies can keep it close and keep it competitive when they need to. And it's not, you know, they're not going to be winning the Vezina anytime soon, although feel free to prove me wrong. But, yeah. You know, I don't know. I think it's a good tandem going forward for next year.
Well, you talked about the numbers for Wedgwood, you know, being tied with Igor Shesterkin there for a spell. I know Wedge's last start that those numbers changed a little bit, but this last 20 game stretch, these goaltenders' numbers have been much better than they were the first 20. And because they were so skewed that first 20, it's going to be impossible to get these numbers back into where they fall in line, you know. So it's almost a tale of two seasons. But you're right, these two guys, who's ever going, can be the hot guy, and they've shown it. Like, this is another plus 40+ save night for Vejmelka and a win. I don't know how many times we've said that. Plus 40 save wins. He's got to have at least 4, maybe 5 of those already. I know he had 7 wins coming in, and I'd like to go with. We'll have to go back and check him. But of those 7 wins, I'm sure a majority of them are over 40 saves. I mean, he deserved to be the king again. But I don't know. Other than a few lulls or moments where they really struggled and turned the puck over, and I thought they defended better and defended the rush better. I really did. You know, you look at the score sheet and you go, okay, they gave up 43 shots, but I thought it was a better team effort.
It didn't feel like, oh my God, they gave up 43 shots. That was a onslaught. I can't believe they pulled off a 2-1 win.
Exactly.
That was maybe for like 10 minutes in the second. It felt like that. But
speaking of that, Leah, you've talked about the DNVR show. How was the DNVR crossover with Leah Merrall today?
What? Who are you talking?
Crossover.
Who are you asking?
You. How was the crossover with the DNVR? Like, how did it go? Like, how was
you said with
and
Leah Merrall, so it was just weird to like say that to me directly.
Well, that was the title of the show, the crossover with Leah Merrall. Like, how did it go?
Sure. It went well.
Were they both at home?
No. So Rudo was at the bar, and AJ is in Winnipeg for 2 months.
Oh, you've got to be kidding me.
Yeah. So we were all in different locations.
Yeah, I tell you, it's good luck though because I did the last one when they won. Now you've done this one when the Coyotes won.
Someone in their chat said, like, you need to stop doing this with PHNX. It's cursing us. But
exactly.
I know, but luckily for them, at least, it's the last time these two teams will be playing this season, and I don't think hopefully we won't curse them going forward. But
I just don't get it. And this is what we say, that sometimes a team struggles against another team, and to think that the Coyotes win the
Coyotes generally struggle against the Avalanche.
Buddy.
How about
I've been in the 7-1 room.
How about this that Shawn pointed, or we were talking about right after the game? Colorado has 11 losses this season. 2 of them against the Coyotes.
That's unbelievable, isn't it?
11 losses. The Coyotes have 15 wins.
Yeah, the fact that 2 of their wins.
Yeah, what's crazier?
I think the fact that the Coyotes getting 2 wins over the Avalanche is crazier.
2 of 15 against the Avalanche, or 2 of 11 against the Coyotes, which is like the more unexpected stats.
I'm going with the Coyotes beating the Avalanche twice. I mean, I guess they're kind of the same stat.
I know it's kind of the same, but like if it depends on what angle, perspective.
I'm more shocked that, because like it's the NHL, you can lose to anybody, but the fact that the Yotes have beaten the Avs twice and took them to shootout once. That's true, because only one loss was that blowout, and that was the game that I was out of town that you hosted that one. Points in 304 games.
That's unreal
Against the Avs.
And we talk about that. How many wins is that now, Shawn? That's 15?
15 wins.
Wow. And I remember saying the over-under was going to be 18. We talked about that number for weeks at the beginning of the season. Oh boy, they got 28 to go. I feel pretty good that they're going to get 3 more wins in the next 28 the way they're playing right now.
Yep. Well, we'll have to keep tabs on that one. Another line from tonight, it was Antoine Roussel's 600th NHL career game tonight.
Wow.
And he assisted on the Eriksson goal.
Gets on the score sheet.
Point in his 600th career game, which is
the game winner. Nice.
Awesome. So that was exciting. Any other like minor notes from this game? We're not done talking about the game, but I know we want to talk about the one guy. Anything major?
No, I don't think we're missing anything major. I think there's one more guy we want to talk about, though.
We will in a second, but I just wanted to make sure that we got everything else out of the way. But before we do that, if you put money on the Coyotes money line, and that was another thing we talked about, if you just sprinkle Coyotes money line, just like $2, like you'll hit sometime. Eventually. They're always plus money. They were
plus 290 today.
Yeah, plus 290 today. You could have made some good money betting on the Coyotes, and I think. What were the Avs, like minus 380 or something? Insane. Right. Anyway, so hopefully no one bet the Avs money line today. And if you want to bet on hockey or anything else, you can do so at the DraftKings Sportsbook app. And this week at DraftKings, UFC 272. I know nothing about this.
I'm a big UFC guy.
Shawn is a big UFC guy, and they're doing a UFC preview show on the PHNX Daily Bet Show tomorrow. Shane and Shawn on that one tomorrow at noon on the YouTube channel. Check that out. Covington and Masvidal.
Covington and Masvidal.
Oh, okay, whatever.
Yeah, it was pretty close. It was a good effort.
Okay, who do you have?
I have Colby Covington in that fight. I dislike both of them, but I think Covington's gonna win. Okay, well, you can make money on that fight. Literally, no matter what, all you have to do is bet $1 on the main event. You get $100 in free bets, literally no matter what. That's for new customers who sign up using the promo code PHNX this week at DraftKings. If there's a first round knockout, you get paid. A majority draw, you get paid. A double knockout resulting in a no contest ruling, you get paid. Literally, no matter what happens, UFC 272 this weekend, you get paid. So be sure to take up that offer, $1 on UFC at 272 main event. Get $100 in free bets no matter what happens when you sign up using the promo code PHNX this week at the DraftKings Sportsbook app. That's 21 and over. Arizona only. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. New customers only. A minimum $5 deposit. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for more details. All right. So Matthias Maccelli, who we literally just spoke to not even a full week ago. We interviewed him on the show when we were in Tucson after the Roadrunners Ontario game. He was recalled Monday. So we interviewed him Saturday. He had points Saturday and Sunday against Ontario. On Monday, he was recalled by the Roadrunners. And at the time of his recall, he led the AHL rookies in assists and points. And he is the 8th player to make his NHL debut with the Coyotes this season, which is
staggering.
And it's not the last one. There's more.
Yeah.
I would guess with the trade deadline coming and the expanded rosters, I wouldn't be surprised if we see one or two more.
And I think there is a tweet that Craig tweeted with the list of the 8 Coyotes so far. So we have Vejmelka, Mayo, Dineen, McCartney, Mosier, Carcone, Kolyachonok, and Maccelli. The franchise record for a season is 9. I think they've surpassed that this year.
Yeah, there's 28 games to go. We'd have to go back, though, and check this. We're not going to do it now, but how many of the guys that are potentially could get called up now that have not played a game yet in the NHL? So that there might not be that many that are left.
If they don't pass it, they tie it would be my guess. I don't know.
Well, and let's talk about Maccelli. So we saw him last week when we went down the I-10. High skill, high speed, gets to the net, makes things happen offensively, whether he's a playmaker and makes a great pass or whether he's putting pucks in the net and scoring goals. He is a very, very high-end offensive player, clearly by the stats. What they talk about the American League. Tonight, I think he gets through tonight, and the key to tonight's game for him is he gets through without causing any trouble. And you're out there against one of the best teams in the league, and he had some minutes against some of the, against the top line. I thought he skated really well. I thought he defended well. I thought he went to the right areas of the ice. I thought he played a good, solid two-way game. I don't know if his confidence is there yet to take chances and to try to do the things he was doing in the American League. I think it was just get through today. See the speed, see what it's like. He got to the net a couple times, and you really saw his speed with his feet moving. This is clearly not the best of Matthias Maccelli in the National Hockey League. This was just an opportunity to get his feet wet. And I'll give an example. I was there the day that Clayton Keller played his first game in the National Hockey League in St. Louis. And no kidding, the coaches afterwards were saying, my goodness, did you see him dump that puck from the red line? What a great dump. And that was the best play that Keller made that entire game, was dumping the puck in behind the goaltender. That was his best play. And again, it just shows you just got to get through it. And I think he did an exceptional job. He fit in. He looked like he belonged. He will only get better from here now that he's got this one behind him.
Yeah, I'm sure he probably couldn't sleep much last night due to excitement. He had his solo lap for warm-ups, which is a rookie or a player's first NHL game tradition. So we actually made a graphic too about Maccelli. We're hoping he would have like a bajillion points tonight, but that's okay. But you can see what he's done in the AHL so far. In 42 games played, 14 goals, 41 assists, 55 points, 2-time rookie of the month. Tonight, 14:45 time on ice, which is respectable. Like you said, you kind of just need to get the first one under your belt. I'm sure, maybe he was holding his stick a little bit tighter, possibly.
Sure. Well, he's playing against the Ontario Reign last weekend. Today he's playing against the Colorado Avalanche.
Yeah, right. It's not like starting against Seattle or
yeah, I think I know his stat line is clear right now. There's no shots, no zeros all the way across, but it's the best team in the league. So good. I think it's a great first performance. And when we're talking about young kids, another great game by JJ Mosier. The guys that are coming up, and Dyson Mayo, we don't even talk about as a young kid anymore. Like he's a veteran NHLer now with a 3-year contract under his belt. These guys that came from Tucson are making big contributions to this team, and it's only going to get more so and grow more over these next 28 games.
Absolutely. Mosier also had an assist on the Eriksson goal, so love to see that. That was the Coyotes' last matchup with the Avs. So we're going from the Avs tonight to Ottawa Saturday. Ottawa lost tonight to Florida. Not having a great season. They were kind of in the tank conversation. I don't think they'll be too much of a threat to the Coyotes' tank chances. 3-6-1 their last 10. They're 9-13-3 on the road. What do you see? This is another matinee. What do you see from Ottawa Saturday?
Well, the Ottawa is a team that, it's their rebuild is probably a year ahead of the Coyotes, maybe 2. So they have a lot of young speed and talent led by Brady Tkachuk. I mean, this is the team it's fast, it's young, and they can generate offense. They can also have problems in their defensive zone. This is one of those games that would not surprise me if we see something as maybe on the over side on this one.
Okay.
Because I think there's teams that are going to take a lot of chances both ways. I think they're fast. I think they're going to take offensive chances, which causes holes in behind you defensively. So don't be surprised if you see this one, 5-3, 5-4, that kind of game on the matinee.
Okay. I just need to get to some of these comments.
Oh, no.
I want to start with, who is the guy on the left with the tall socks and the small shins? This is Shawn.
What's with my shins?
Normally Shawn's behind the Mac, but we let him sit up front today. Allowed him.
Okay. You said that like it's different from let.
I don't know. Whatever. Then Caleb said, has PD said anything negative yet? I think you've been very positive.
I've been very positive today. And they deserved it. I don't know. They've taken the top team in the National Hockey League 2 wins on the season and win the season series. I have nothing to say. Nothing.
Yep. We just got the elevator text from Craig, by the way. So
he can bail us out. Good.
Yeah. But question from B is, PD, what did you think of our blue line and forecheck this evening? That reminds me, actually, forecheck. If you have not checked this out yet, PD's Puck Talk is officially a series on YouTube, and the first episode came out yesterday. PD's Puck Talk on PHNX Sports YouTube channel, where Professor PD, if you will, breaks down what a forecheck is. So if you've not watched that, I recommend going to check that out because it's very, very educational and informational.
It was a thing. It's a thing now.
It was
PD's
a thing.
Puck Talk is officially a thing.
It really is.
To do. I mean, doing this, what we do here, and we talk about a game and it's whatever, this is kind of easy. That's hard. To put the camera on and go, okay, talk. That's hard.
Yeah, Shawn does that literally like every day.
And if you haven't seen that on the sports
daily sports report,
the daily sports report on our YouTube channel and all over our socials, Shawn does an unbelievable job of that. That's hard to do.
Thank you, Petey.
Yes, you're very good at that, Shawn.
Thank you.
But to get
if you're not watching it, please do watch it because you get the update of the Arizona sports in under 2 minutes.
Yep, which is how we all like to consume information these days in under 2 minutes. Exactly. So to that question, the forecheck and the blue line, which you already have said that you felt like the Coyotes defended better.
Yeah, I thought they did defend better. And unfortunately, the only time I usually harp on the way they defend in front of their net and the odd man rushes against. Okay, there were odd man rushes clearly against this team. It's quick. It's a fast team. Their problems came in on turnovers between the blue lines. That's how they gave those up. So that's something they can clean up. Defensively around their net, I thought they were actually really good against a strong team that gets to the net hard. I thought they defended the net front very well. The forecheck, yeah, I think there were moments, and it goes right back to that opening faceoff where they got the puck in deep. Krause, Fisher, heavy on the puck, and they get puck to the net. That's how you forecheck. You get the first guy heavy on the puck, create a turnover, and regain possession of the puck. And I thought the Coyotes did a very nice job today. And I know, Caleb, I can't believe this. I'm saying so many nice things about this Coyote team today. I'm being way too positive. And look at Shane.
No, but someone just said I call for a shin-off, Shawn versus Speedy. So first you guys have to race, and then we have to compare your shit.
This is our like combine Olympics.
Yeah, the combine. I like it.
Shin modeling.
I don't have to
40-yard dash.
All right.
I just have to sit down for
before we get too sidetracked, Craig is here, so roll the tape. Craig.
I'm going to hide behind one side of the door one of these times in the elevator so you guys can't see me.
Hey, how about you riding the elevator with Howler today for the first time ever?
Yeah, that was weird. I was trying not to be a fanboy. I talked to him. I'll admit that. But
with Howler?
I didn't take a selfie.
That's kind of a big deal, Craig. That's kind of neat.
Kind of a big deal.
You hang around these NHL players, but not so much the mascots.
Kind of gave me the cold shoulder, to be honest, for the most part. Really didn't want to acknowledge me, so I don't know. I feel like I've been fair to Howler, so I don't get it. But,
Oh my gosh. Well, Craig, we talked about this a little already, but who saw the Coyotes going 2-1-1 against the Avs this season, winning the season series, having 2 of their 15 wins against Colorado. Colorado has 2 of their 11 losses against the Coyotes. I mean, did you see this coming? Because we didn't.
Nope. 5 points against the Avs ain't helping the tank, guys. But
Montreal won tonight.
What in Calgary? So it's just a weird night in the NHL. And Seattle won yesterday. So let's just call it a push.
Yeah, we'll take it. Who'd you talk to tonight, and what was the sentiment?
Oh, you better do the super chat first.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
Oh, well, it's a question which I see your super chat, Sammy. Thank you. We will get back to it. So we'll just start this one and come back to it. Sammy, thank you for your super chat.
We talked to the always loquacious Karel Vejmelka, who gave about 7-word answers to everything we asked. He's so low key. He just sort of sits back in his chair. Yeah, just like, I feel like I don't know.
Well, maybe that's what you want from your goalie. Like
I feel like I feel like he's gonna just show up to the podium with a bong someday. He just seems so laid back.
Wow, that's a little more chill than I even.
He's definitely chill. And Andre was saying that about him afterwards. He's like, you don't know if Karel's having a good day or a bad day, if he's happy or sad. You really can't tell because there's just no difference in his personality ever. But he was clearly the story tonight with 42 saves. He's had, I know he's had a little bit of inconsistency in his game, and you would expect that from a guy in his first season in the NHL. But when this guy's on, he sure turns in unbelievable performances. He's had so many 35-plus save performances this year. He's had a lot of spectacular games for them.
Hey, we need to have that stat for the matinee game against Ottawa. How many of his wins he has more than 35 saves? He's got 8 wins now on the season. Yeah. We'll get that stat for our next show. But Craig, this is the moment in the show where we go, who the hell plays the next game?
Oh, you got to go with him now, right?
I think so.
I think it's a veggie day. Yeah,
he's been riding the hot hand.
I think you just ride the goalies that are doing well.
Yeah.
It's not like there's only 28 games left. It's not like you have to rest anyone for the playoffs. So might as well.
And only 12 in this building, but who's counting?
12 left to Gila River. That's it.
Woo-hoo! That's right, buddy.
That's 40 or is that
1,200 more miles for my car?
Like what? 12 more games in that barn. Wow, I'm gonna get a ticker going here. That was a sigh, by the way.
I'm gonna start stealing stuff every time I leave this place now.
Well, don't admit it.
I was just about to say join the club. When they tell you to go pee, to go pack your boxes. Let's see a few extra things made it in there, maybe.
Oh my God. Well, Craig, you just mentioned Vejmelka, and in your notebook today, you covered a bunch of things. One of those things being the RFAs on this team, and if conversations have started, and you reported that preliminary conversations have started with the RFAs, including Vejmelka. So, and twofold, they're considering bringing Wedgwood back next year.
Yeah, Bill Armstrong said that they are definitely open to that possibility. They like the way he's played. If you look at his career numbers, other than that, I don't know, you can't even call it a rookie season with New Jersey when he played like 4 games, but he's got the best numbers of his career here. And look, they're not numbers where you look at him and say, oh my God, he's among the best in the NHL, but consider the situation, the team he's playing behind, a .910 save percentage and a goal saved above average that is in the plus category. That's quite a statement for the way Scott Wedgwood has played this season. So, when you look at the situation they're in right now with these two goalies and the fact that Ivan Prosvetov just isn't ready yet, he's not there in his development. What do? It makes sense to just come back with these two guys. You don't have a prospect that you want to put in at this point. And Scott Wedgwood wants to be here. He likes being a Coyote. He just wants to settle in somewhere for a little while. So I think it makes a lot of sense.
And I think the team believes in both of them right now, too. Mm-hmm. And I think that goes a long way for a tandem that you can get pretty inexpensive. Let's face it, they're not going to demand, those large contracts right now, no matter how well they're playing. So it's going to be economical to have the two of them. They get along with each other. So it's not like it's a problem in the locker room where they have an adversarial relationship. Each guy can pull the weight. I think it's a really good tandem for what they're trying to do right now. For the rebuild, I really believe in these two. I think it's the right plan for now. When you're getting ready to 3, 4, 5 years from now, when you're ready to start planning a parade, I'm not sure these will be the guys. Or by then they'll have 4 years of experience and maybe they are the guys.
We've talked about that parade route already, haven't we?
Yeah, do we have to go by your house in Gilbert? Is that a thing?
I don't know. I'm
just because you don't want to drive.
I doubt it's going to happen. Yeah, well, I know they don't know who Doug Cannon is, runs their broadcasting, but he's complaining about the community is going to have to do it. I'm like, Doug, how long have you benefited from this?
Exactly.
It's in his backyard for the past 2 decades. Give me a break. Come on.
I wonder
throw me a bone here.
I wonder if Leah's going to have to move before the parade for the Stanley Cup, because they routinely block her street off for street racing. So for the parade, it actually will be no big deal. It'll be no.
Maybe I'll be in the parade riding on the street racers like
you
cars.
might be. Like the little Shriners and the mini cars, you could have your Tokyo Drift cars. I like
that. That could be like the PHNX float, but it's just the street racers.
Leah's going to be on the float with Katie Hobbs.
Oh my gosh. Okay, there's just like so many comments about calves and shins, so I'm just gonna ignore that. But this comment made me laugh. Craig is gonna walk out with a new press row chair and deprive some poor bull riding media person of a seat.
I wonder how many bull riding media show up to those.
Oh my God. I couldn't even tell you. I wouldn't even begin to know where to start to even find professional bull riding media. So good luck to Glendale.
Can we get media passes to that, Craig? Can you?
I'll bet we could, Petey. I bet they would be dying for coverage.
Okay. Maybe
oh my gosh.
Go to the first one.
Well, Craig, another person you went into depth in your notebook, and we just spent quite a bit of time talking about, was Matthias Maccelli. Wasn't really on the stat sheet tonight in terms of numbers, but what did you think of his game tonight?
Well, what I saw was what Andre talked about as well. You know, when a guy comes up in that situation, it's almost like you don't want to make any mistakes, right? You just want to be careful, play a simple game. I liked his game away from the puck. I thought he played a smart game away from the puck. He didn't hurt them in the lineup. I would like to see at some point Matthias, start to use some of that skill and start to show some of the things that he did down in Tucson. But for his debut, this is kind of what I expected from him. And like I said, he didn't hurt him in any way. I thought he played a smart game.
Yeah, I think you're right. And I think when you see him on Saturday against an Ottawa team that clearly isn't have the firepower of the Colorado Avalanche, and honestly more in his age range, I would expect him to have I'll say it here first because no one's going to hold me to it. I say Maccelli gets on the score sheet. If he's in the lineup, Maccelli gets on the score sheet on Saturday.
Petey's predictions.
Yeah, and Petey already said bet the over Saturday, bet that. So this is pretty much just the daily bets version for Petey to give you his picks for Saturday.
Petey said no one's going to hold him to it. I will clip all of this together.
Yeah, this lives on YouTube forever.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh. When does the PHNX Sports Pro Bull Riding podcast
Seriously. When are we starting that beat? Who's going to be on the beat?
I volunteer as the bull riding.
Yeah, Shawn, you do everything anyway. Might as well do that one too.
Yeah, right. What's one more?
I've been on a mechanical bull before. I'm sure it's not too different.
Yeah, pretty much.
Visual. Can't get the visual out of my head now.
Oh my God. Well, Craig, another thing. I can't. I need to block this out. Just enough. But Craig, you had the chance tonight to talk to someone for a very, very long time, and we're not going to give too much away, but what can you tell us about your conversation tonight?
Yeah, I sat down with Javier Gutierrez before the game, the team president and CEO, and we touched on a lot of topics, ticketing, seating. Boy, we were all over the map. That meeting that has drawn a lot of interest nationally. Boy, I have a lot coming in a Q&A with Javier Gutierrez tomorrow. All I can say is it's just going to take me a long time to type it up because I sat with him for about 55 minutes.
And that's coming tomorrow, Craig?
Yeah, Petey, I'm going to get to it sometime in the morning. I hope to have it up by lunchtime or before I go to practice, I guess.
That's going to be really interesting. And I know there's probably a lot of questions that will be answered there that Coyotes fans have been wondering about for a long time. Yeah,
there is a lot of good information that came out of that interview. A lot.
Well, if you want to read that Q&A, you can do so only if you're a member at gophnx.com. Sign up for a membership today. Sign up for the annual membership. Get a shirt when you do. If you want to just do month to month, you can try the first month, just 50 cents. So, no major strings attached, but join the family. There's so many benefits to becoming a member. You can join the members only Discord, get members deals on merchandise weekly. So join the family, become a member at gophnx.com. And also coming out tomorrow is something we're really excited about. We recorded a podcast with Dave King and Barry Smith, two former Coyotes coaches who also coached in the KHL and have a lot of insight into how hockey works in the KHL, what it's like to live in Russia, what it's like to be North American in Russia, and more. And we talked to both of them in depth about the impact of the conflict in Ukraine and on Russian hockey and the KHL. So that comes out tomorrow, wherever you get your podcasts, PHNX Coyotes. So be sure to give that one a listen. It's really, really, really interesting.
I got nothing to add to
speechless.
Okay.
That was comprehensive. Leah covered it all there.
No, it was really good. And
I'm not used to you, neither of you having nothing to say.
I know,
so
we're speechless. It was a different podcast for us. I mean, it's something people should listen to.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I thought that provided tons of insight in that one. Yeah, that was great.
So much. Yeah. Craig, any final notes before we let you go?
No, I'm going to drive home. Just want to give a shout out to retiring ASU women's basketball coach, Charlie Turner-Thorne. Literally one of my favorite coaches that I've ever covered in this business. And yeah, we won't say how long I've been doing this, but Charlie did
coach for 25 years. So could be somewhere in that range.
Yeah, I was probably in media when she arrived in Arizona. So I can't say that. But yeah, I think we're going to get her on the show, to be honest. I think we're going to get her on the ASU show. I actually had the chance to just trade texts with Charlie just to wish her well and beg her to come onto the show. And I think that's going to happen. So I'd be really excited to talk to Charlie. She's amazing. ASU is losing a giant, and we'll talk a lot about that hopefully on the show soon.
Cool. Well, thanks, Craig. Drive home safe. Only 12 more late night drives from Glendale to go.
That's right, baby.
All right. Yeah, all right. All right. See you, Craig. We'll talk to you later.
See you guys.
See you, Craig. Drive safe.
All right. And also the PHNX Sun Devils crew did do a show when Charlie Turner-Thorne announced her retirement. So if you missed that, you can head over to the YouTube channel, PHNX Sports, or PHNX Sun Devils, wherever you get your podcast, because they talked about that.
Was that an emergipod?
It was an emergency pod.
That I was not on.
But Shawn was not, but
I was driving here when it broke.
He was there in spirit.
But I will be on tomorrow when we have Marian Jackson.
Yeah, Marian Jackson is going to be a live guest on the PHNX Sun Devils show tomorrow. So that's a big get.
I've already pumped the tires of that show enough.
I know.
But if you haven't watched it, watch the damn show. Like, I'm honestly, didn't go to ASU. My kid didn't go to ASU, but I watched the show.
Love the original photos of Craig interviewing her from the back of a Triceratops. Oh my God.
Wow.
Okay. Well, I want to make sure we get to Sammy do super chat. Sammy, I promise I didn't forget about you. Hey, Shawn, I've asked Leah, Craig, and Petey this, but do you think Mike Smith is an angry man baby?
See, I don't know Mike Smith personally, so I don't know how to answer that question.
That's fair.
Should I think he's a man baby?
No, not necessarily.
Petey, do you have an opinion on him being a man baby? Should I?
I have an opinion on Mike Smith being a man baby. Yes, look at his numbers. I mean, look, yeah, he's an angry guy right now. I'm sure he is. Let's put it that way. He's not helping his team win, and I'm sure he's extremely frustrated with that.
Did he play tonight?
I don't know, but he helped this team win in 2012. I know that, and he went undefeated in February and got this team over the hump and single-handedly beat the Chicago Blackhawks. So thank you, Mike Smith, for 2012.
Very true. He did not play tonight, but Edmonton did lose. So tonight, but all right. Is that all? Is that all we got?
I don't know. Do we have? We haven't. No, I'm talking about commercials because we always do these reads. When does we have a new read coming? Soon again.
Yeah. So we'll just tease this. I don't know if we're talking about it yet.
No, I know, but when is it coming? We won't say what it is, but when is it?
I think sometime this month. If you have been here since the beginning of PHNX Coyotes, you know exactly the read we're talking about, and that's all I'll say. And
that I am excited for that read.
I have no idea what's going on.
Oh, I'll tell you after. Okay. It's really exciting.
I'm very excited about the reads we're going to have soon again.
Yeah. So, it's really exciting. So, all right. Well, any final thoughts? A 2-1 win against the Avalanche. I know, not great for the tank, but great for morale.
Yeah, there's 28 games left, and we're within a point of the Montreal Canadiens. Like, this is going to be a 3-team race to the end. You can win some games, and there's games like this that you really want to win and show, okay, we can still play with people. This doesn't mean they can't lose the next one, or they could go on a streak, or like Montreal's doing, winning 6 in a row. Like, it's okay to win some games. So, yeah, good on them. It was fun to watch. I think we saw some, again, good individual performances. I'm excited to see where Matthias Maccelli's career goes from here. The goaltending was solid, and another good game for Keller and Schmaltz.
Yeah, well, let's pull up the upcoming schedule. Like you just said, we got Ottawa Saturday at 2, and then We love this. An East Coast road trip with 5 and 5:30 games. Let's go. And we need that Detroit win for a Connect 4 on the punch card, which we'll look at
the one?
In a sec. Yeah.
Can we do that like
let's pull up the punch card. We filled out a full row tonight on the punch card.
Look at that.
Look at it.
Where's the Connect 4? Oh, game 56.
It's game 56. So that's the Detroit game.
Oh boy. And then we got to do 60 and 68. So I get the diagonal. Yeah, we got to get some more Connect 4s, but we need to social that out. The game 56 to connect to 4. We need this graphic because that is actually a winnable game in Detroit. I think it's going to be one of those games that the goaltender is going to win the game, and I think Coyotes have the better goaltender in that one. So we'll see.
Yeah, that'll be an exciting one. Looking forward to this road trip. The Coyotes have been at home for a very, very, very long time. So it'll be interesting to see how they then turn around and do on the road. Some tough matchups there against the top teams like Toronto and Boston. So should be interesting, but I'm excited for it.
28 to go.
28 to go. We're almost there. And the Coyotes aren't quite at the very bottom, but they're close. And we'll hold on for the lottery. Shawn, thanks for being on the camera today.
Thank you for having me. I like it on this side more. Please don't make me go back.
And special shout out to Emma, the intern, who's really behind the Mac tonight, doing a wonderful job. So
thanks, Emma.
Shout out, Emma. And like I said, you can catch our podcast about the KHL tomorrow morning. It comes out wherever you get your podcast, PHNX Coyotes. Please like, subscribe, and review. Super, super helpful. Follow us on Twitter at PHNX_Coyotes. We're, pushing for 3,000 for a very special occasion that I'll stop talking about because Petey's getting annoyed with it.
Yeah, we'll see.
But, and then of course we'll be live again on Saturday after the Ottawa Senators game, the last game of the homestand for a while. So tune into that one as well. PHNX Sports on YouTube, and we will see everybody then. Until then, have a great rest of your night. Have a great Friday, and we'll see everyone Saturday.